And then if you want a real one, this is from KTLA television. Is that KTLA? Attorney Mark Garregos said he plans to file a lawsuit on behalf of the family of a 17-year-old girl who died just hours after her health insurer agreed to pay for a liver transplant. The parents of Natalie Sarkisian removed her from life support last Thursday. Now we, quote, now we have to start the healing process to try to figure out what happened, why it happened, end quote, said a friend of the family. Natalie had been in a vegetative state for 3 weeks. Her mother, Hilda, told the Daily News. Cigna health providers initially declined to pay for the transplant for Natalie because her plan did not cover, quote, experimental, investigational, and unproven services, end quote, her doctor said. Liver transplant? The denial prompted a rally by Americans outside Cigna's Glendale offices, attended by a crowd estimated by organizers at 150 people. Hundreds of telephone callers also clogged the lines at Cigna offices around the nation on Natalie's behalf. About 15 minutes into the rally, it was announced that Cigna would make an exception to its rules and approve the transplant. Roseanne DeMorel, executive director of the California Nurses Association and National Nurses Organizing Committee, one of the rally's organizers, said before Natalie's death, quote, this is an incredible turnaround generated by a massive outpouring around the country that proves that an engaged public can make a difference and achieve results, end quote. She went on to say, quote, Cigna had to back down in the face of a mobilized network of patient advocates and healthcare activists who would not take no for an answer, end quote. The American National Committee and Eve Gittleson, a blogger on the website Daily Kos, also helped organize the protests. Natalie was diagnosed with leukemia at age 14. After 2 years of treatment, the cancer went into remission but came back this summer. When doctors said Natalie could use a bone marrow transplant, the parents discovered that her only sibling, 21 years old, was a match, and he donated his bone marrow the day before Thanksgiving, the newspaper reported. However, Natalie developed a complication from the bone marrow transplant, and because her liver was failing, doctors recommended a transplant, according to an appeal letter sent to Cigna earlier this month. The parents filed an appeal with the California Department of Insurance, which sent a letter this week saying it need more information. In the meantime, the 17-year-old girl died. Now, if you don't call that a death panel, truth seeker, what do you call it? But you see how these ignorant, dumb sons of bitches who attend these so-called health insurance rallies with their signs, and when you hear this ignorant hoe from Wasilla talking about, well, there's death panels. This was a woman, when she was governor, couldn't even properly administer the programs in her state to help sick, dying, elderly people, to the extent that hundreds of them died. And if you want a death panel, look at the laws on the books in the state of Texas signed by George Bush. How many other states? I think in Georgia, I may be wrong here, but I believe in Georgia, for an indigent patient without health insurance, it may not be Georgia, maybe another state, if that patient is on life support and there's no more money, the attending physician can make the recommendation that that person is to be terminated. And a review board then decides, well, should we? Yeah, I think so. God damn, they're out of money. Okay, pull the plug. These filthy, filthy Republicans. You know, if you're a Republican and you're listening, and I know you hang around out there in the dark, I hate you. I hate your ignorance. That's what I really hate. I don't hate you. You're a blip. But I hate your ignorance. And I hate the poison that you pump into my country. Why don't you get the hell out of here? Why don't you go someplace else? Or better yet, why don't you get your goddamn brain back from Glenn Deathboy Beck or the drug-addled Rush Limbaugh? Why don't you get your brain back and listen to what these people are telling you and what you are absorbing like the lemming that you are right now, and going out with your signs saying, I don't want any of Barack Obama's death panels. Are you completely insane? Oh, never mind. I know the answer to that one. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. And the insurance industry, of course, the health insurance industry, makes how many decisions a day that result in life and death for patients? 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 500,000? You know the decisions are being. Well, I'm sorry. That's an experimental program. It's a goddamn liver transplant. They've been doing it for 40 years. Oh, have they? Oh, well, too bad. Who makes these decisions? Some hourly waged person working for these big health insurance companies who are told, we want you to deny at least 60% of the claims this month. Every claim that comes across your desk, 60% denied. And if there's a problem, we'll handle it on appeal. But we want the first to be a denial because a lot of people give up right then. Ah, you dirty bastards. You dirty bastards. Death panels, huh?